My name is Alex. I started my prep in February and March of 2020. I was full-time college student at that time with spring football. So those first 3 months, 4 months was like part-time LSAT until I finished that semester. Those last 4 to 5 months, I'd say I was doing 3 hours a day, roughly. I took a diagnostic in June or July. I got a 153, and then by November, I'd scored a 156. I was upset with that. I wanted to see a bigger jump. I wanted to see that 160 blank. I was close, but I didn't get there, and I definitely wasn't satisfied. It was only a 3-point increase. I had used Power Score Tutoring. They have a couple books you buy, just like a big generalization of the whole test. Here's 30 pages about LR, here's 30 pages about comprehension, here's 20 pages on logic games. With tutoring, we would touch upon an hour, maybe one question type or two, but it would be rapid fire. Okay, you got this question wrong. A quick little 30-second talk about it. We're on to the next one. And when you just gloss over your wrong answers, that could lead to continuously making the same mistakes. I never really identified why I'm doing something wrong or why this is incorrect. And I just found that these cookie cutter methods were just kind of falling on their face. Like they might get me halfway through, but then I'm stuck between two answer choices with the methods I'm using telling me that both these answer choices should be right. I had used another tutoring company. It was one man and he created his own approach, but it wasn't one-on-one. There were these pre-recorded videos, and I'm someone who, even in class in college, like if I don't understand something, I'm going to ask a question. But how am I going to ask a question to a pre-recorded Zoom lecture? And if I never get that question acknowledged, that could lead to continuously wrong answers. So in order for me to kind of like get my question answered, I have to go back and try to re-listen to what he had to say, and that would waste a bunch of time. I had questions that were unanswered on test day because I had never had anyone to really talk to and address them. They weren't bad people. They only wished the best for me, but the structure of their tutoring business model didn't really give me the best chance to succeed. I'd say the second tutor, the smaller business one, was definitely a little more in depth, but then again, they hand you all the information and say, okay, this is for you to figure out. And at the end of the day, I'm just someone who needs a personalized one-on-one kind of approach to things. And this is what I found in Troy, and I really like it so far. I went online, I looked for the best LSAT tutor I could find, and Troy's page came up, and I gave him a call, and I was nervous. I was, should I take the LSAT again? Is it worth it? And Troy, he was so confident, and Troy was like, if we can, sit down and get work going, we can see improvement. And I've definitely, through the first 2 weeks, seen improvement. The difference with Troy is this deeper look, this deeper analyzing of what you're doing and how you're approaching questions has just been far greater than the other two companies I've used. Troy is optimistic. He's very positive. But with Troy, you get one question wrong. Whoa, stop the clock. Time out. What's going on here? How are you analyzing this? What part of the passage didn't you understand? People aren't hard enough on themselves when you get a question wrong. You just kind of blow it off or shake it off, be like, oh, I'll get the next one, or that one's a tough one. And no, like Troy gets through the problem. And I appreciate that. Troy definitely is just looking out for your best interest. And he's just from a place of love and trying to get you to excel at your best. Troy's really helped me get through some barriers and hurdles that I personally wouldn't have been able to get past on my own, just because you're only one person. It's hard to take a third person point of view when you have one person who's only listening to you and only caring about your answers and how you process them. It really makes a big difference. If I have a question, Troy is super quick with responding on text. No other tutoring service is really gonna off hours give you that time of day. If you're not in a session and you're not on the clock and they're not getting paid, they're not going to give you. They don't care. You're not paying them at that time. But Troy definitely cares off hours as well, and definitely better than anyone I've seen, kind of responding and tailoring his approach to his individual students. These other companies are looking for a mass audience. So Troy is kind of for you, and he's trying to help you and trying to get you past your own personal barriers. You could Google LSAT logical reasoning and find 50 methods that they have on the internet that everyone knows, but each question is difficult in its own way. So there's going to be some roadblocks. It's definitely discouraging, but with the right methods that Troy's definitely starting to instill in me, I'm a lot more optimistic about my next test date.